I think one of the worst things we can do for ourselves is to be swayed too much by the winds of life. So what that means is it's good to be swayed by the winds of life, because that's how we can learn, adjust, strengthen ourselves, evolve, grow, change when we need to in the areas that are appropriate. But I think when you're swayed way too much, when you allow yourself to be swayed way too much from the winds of life, it then sends you on a ride, Think of a strong tree during a strong windstorm. That tree is gonna sway, but it's strong. It's gonna, it knows its foundation, it's solid. Now think of a medium-sized tree or a small tree in a strong storm. That small tree is going to be going back and forth, and depends on how strong that storm is, that tree might snap. So to be swayed too much by the winds of life causes too much drama, too much back and forth and all over the place. But if you're not swayed at all by the winds of life, you won't strengthen your branches. You won't, get used to the troubled times of life or the hard times. You won't change, evolve, and grow. A lot of times trees will lose branches that are dying anyway through wind. So if we use the winds of life and we let the winds of life cut off the dead branches, which can be the old us, could be the old you, it could be a bad habit you're doing, something that's negative or something that's bad for your life. So it's good to let the winds of life sway you, because it often knocks off bad things in our life and also helps us realize good things. And so the solid things, the good things can stay, keep those branches. So it's good to be swayed by the winds of life, and it helps us. But if we don't allow ourselves to be swayed by the winds of life, if we think we're solid rock and we're just firm, we're not going to lose those dead branches. Those dead branches are going to keep dying and dying and dying till eventually it becomes a trunk, and the trunk's rotten. The whole core is dead. That you don't want to ever happen in your life. So we need to be swayed, but we need to not be swayed so much that we're back and forth. We don't know what's up from down. We don't know what's right from wrong. We're swayed back and forth. Branches are flying everywhere. Good branches, healthy branches, bad branches. It's all going everywhere, to the point that our whole tree snaps. We don't ever want to get to that point. So finding that balance of being swayed by life's wind, but being solid by life's wind, I think is something that we all should strive to chase after. So whatever you're going through, my friends, remember it's okay. Remember, this is the winds of life. Everybody goes through something. This is the winds of life. You can't escape the wind, okay? You're not going to escape the wind. Even a tree within this section of trees, while they're protected by other trees and little trees, the strong winds that come through will still shake all the trees, even though they're amongst thousands of trees. The goal is to be strong enough to survive the windstorms, smart enough to let the windstorms kill the dead branches, and wise enough to not let those winds sway you so much back and forth that you're losing good branches, bad branches, because you don't know what's going on. You don't know nothing, and you're just saying, I don't care. I don't really care anymore. I'm done with it all. Good, bad, I don't really care. Whatever happens to me, good, bad, I don't really care. Let it happen. Whatever. I don't care. You're letting the winds of life just throw every inch of you all around, which hurts people around you, because the more you're swaying, the more you're hitting other trees. A solid tree's not going to hit as many trees as a smaller tree that's flexing all around. So we need to be solid trees with deep roots and learn to let go of things that are bad. Because when winds come, which are bad times in our lives, the hard times, the bad times in our lives are actually can be used as blessings, because those hard times, we can let the winds, we can let the hard times knock off the bad parts of our lives. Sometimes that's something within you and me, it's branches, or sometimes it's a tree beside us. Sometimes it's another tree beside us that's going back and forth, and they're slapping into us and they hit us, but they snap off because our roots are still in the ground. Now, be strong in your storms, be wise in your storms. Let the winds of life change you, but only change you in the bad areas, the negative areas, the things that you need, you should have let go, the sins that you've had for so long but you couldn't overcome, the toxic relationships that have been there's no benefit at all and it's just been toxic. These are the times, bad financial choices you've been making, for your whole life, or your short-term life, or bad relationship, things that you've been doing your whole life, or in all areas of our lives. The winds of time, the winds of this life can be used for good if we let it. So what are you going through today? What hard times are you facing today? And you're trying to stand stronger than you should be. You're trying to be this strong tree that you're not flexing at all. Well, if you don't, oh geez, sorry guys, a bee landed on my finger and flew off. Boy, someone doesn't want me to say what I'm saying. So that's interesting. So what are you going through in your life that you're being solid? You don't want to be swayed left and right, but by not being swayed, you're not knocking off those dead branches in your life and around you. Who's going through hard times in life where you're just flying back and forth all over the place? You're just all over the place, left and right, side to side, up and down. You don't even know what to do anymore. Who's in that position right now? Who's letting that wind just throw you around like a roller coaster? Who's in that position right now? I tell you, if you're in that position, it's time for you to get stronger. If you're the person that you're trying to be...
Total distance 3 miles and 59 minutes and 15 seconds.
Not want me to continue
Split
this.
pace 19 minutes 41 seconds per mile.
Man, that tells you you're on to something when things around us keep, first when I first started this video, a bird almost flew into me from the trees. A bee lands on my finger, and now this just happens. Man, I tell you, when you're on to something, you're on to something. So if you are there and you're strong and you don't want to be flexible, it's time to be a little bit flexible to lose the dead branches. If you're flying left and right like a roller coaster, you don't know what's up from down, it's time for you to get a little bit stronger and let go of the dead, the negative, the bad, the toxic in your life, and keep that, be swayed, but keep the strength. Don't be all over the place. My friends, I think life is all about balance. And if we can learn that, I think we can, obviously we're never going to go through life without regrets. We're never going to go through life without making mistakes. We're just going to make mistakes, but we can learn from them. We can learn balance, and we can grow and we can change. Now the true and the hardest thing is during a storm to calm yourself, be swayed, because that's how you learn, that's how you get rid of dead weight, and that's how you cut bad things in your own life. If it's personal habits, eating habits, drinking habits, smoking habits, drug habits, pornography habits, if it's gossip habits, if it's lying, if you're a liar, if you're a jealous person, an envious person, a coveted person, a gluttony person, you overeat, let the storms of life knock those things off. Most things in life are good, but too much of something is a bad thing. So let life change you, but be strong and don't sway left and right where you don't know what's up and down, where you lose good and bad, because that's the problem in life. If you let the winds of life knock you around left and right, all over the place, you're harming, you're cutting out some of the bad things, but you're also losing some of the good things that could have changed your life. And that's probably the worst thing, because when you let yourself sway too much, then you actually lose what's good in your life. Then you actually are knocking off, you're shaving off, you're breaking branches that were meant to be in your life to grow into strong limbs. You know, and that's where it gets real sad, because I think in a lot of people's lives, things get hard and they're going left and right, and they're losing branches that were designed, that were meant, and that were put there by God to actually strengthen your tree, to actually help you grow, to become the best person you could be. And without that branch, your goal, your mission is changed. Your path is different. So I think we need to really work on not being too strong that we don't flex at all and we're not cutting off the bad. And I think we need to work on not being too swayed where we're losing the bad and the good. I think we need that balance where we are a tree and we're swayed left and right a little bit, knocking off the bad, while the strong and the good are still there. I think that's the key. I really think that's the key. I really do. I think that is the key that we need to unlock the best life, is to learn to sway with the winds, but not be too strong that we don't move, and not be too loose that we're flying left and right. I really do believe in my spirit that's the key. You know, as I started this video, I didn't know where this was going to go. I felt like I need to make another video, but now that I'm done, I really do feel in my spirit that's the key. That's the key. We are all trees. All these trees around us are you and me. All these trees, and they're all going to experience the winds of life. They're all going to feel it. So what trees are still going to stay around? If this tree right here, let's say this tree right here, let's go ahead and, let's say this tree right here has dead branches on it, and it just collects dead branch after dead branch after dead branch. Winds of time come, but it stays strong, it stays solid, and it doesn't lose any dead branches. It just keeps every single dead branch that comes its way. Eventually those dead branches are going to spread to the inner core of the tree. But if this tree lets the strong winds slowly knock off its dead branches, slowly, with the winds of time, cut off the dried up branches, the dead branches, this tree is going to continue to grow and get stronger and stronger. As you guys can see, all these branches, look at all these thick branches. These are thick branches. These represent the good in your life. All these thick branches that you guys see going up every direction, that are healthy, that are striving, that are pushing out far into the world. These all represent good branches that they kept during the storm. And the dead branches, let's take a look at another tree. Look at all these more dried up branches. You see how this tree is? Dried. It's just barely hanging on. This tree is barely, with all these, look at all these little branches. This tree is trying so hard to be so strong. But sometimes during the storms, you need to knock off the dead branches. Sometimes during hard times, you need to let go of the negative and the bad. Focus on Christ, focus on the positive, focus on all that is good, all that is just, and all that is true within the world. And let go of the bad and let go of the negative. Keep those trunks that are healthy, strong, the good things in your life. If you have something or someone that you know is good for your life, hang on to them for dear life. If you have something that and someone that they've done nothing but bring you down, they have done nothing, you haven't become a better person or changed, since you've had them in your life or that scenario has been in your life, then let the dead branches go when the times come, when the winds get strong, let the dead go. But if you have something or someone in your life that you generally enjoy, that you know that they're a good person, that you know that they're there, and you know that you can grow and build when you actually hold on to them, then hold on to them and never let them go, my friends. We are trees of life. And it's time for y'all, and it's time for me to remember and realize we are trees, and we need that balance to keep growing and keep moving on. Good morning. So, what are you going to do today? Whatever winds you're going through, it's time. It's up to you. It's up to me. And we can do this. We really can. I think this is probably my best message ever. And I think this is a message that I don't think the powers that be want out. I really think I don't always come across with my messages that good because I'm like my mom. I can ramble on, I can get off subject, but I think if someone really listens to the core values of this, I really think they can start to understand and change their lives. I really do. And you know what? This video is also for me. A lot of people might not know, but a lot of videos that I make are reminders for myself on different things. So it's not like I'm just talking to somebody or the world. I'm talking to the world and me. But I think this video really, if applied, would change more lives than anybody could ever dream of. I really do. So share this video with your friends, family, on your social media platforms. If you're still watching, then I think genuinely you really can change your life. I really do. I think if applied, I think this message, and you know what? I think God will push this message out to where it needs to go. I don't think Satan can stop it. I really don't. I don't think Satan can stop this message. So my friends, share it, live it, learn from it, and let's grow.